Welcome to Movie Chats. I'm Steve, and on this video, I'm going to be reviewing Dredd. Now, I am not talking about the Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd. I'm talking about Dredd. This is Carl Urban and his take on the masked superhero, anti-hero, no holds barred, I am the law, judge, jury, and executioner. This is Carl Urban's version of Dredd. This is a great film. Now, I've watched this recently, and I watch this at least twice a year. It's one of those films that I contemplate picking when I'm in the mood of watching something. And as you know me, I'm into me sci-fi. I'm into me comic stuff, and this just sort of ticks all the boxes. Now, the Judge Dredd, the Sylvester Stallone one, I enjoyed that film. I let me put that down. I enjoy that film. I like the premise of it. I like the idea of where it was going. I know people got a lot of hate for it because he loses the helmet dead early on. In this film, you see that much of Carl Urban, and he's constantly scowling. He's got that Judge Dredd look about him, and he pulls the part off brilliantly, to the point where the actor is saying he wants to come back to do a sequel to Dredd, and my God, I would love that. Anyway, now you've got the idea that I enjoy this film. Let's move on. So the story is Dredd is out and he's on his Lawmaster, and he's ploughing down a high street, chasing down some bad guys in a camper van. And you see him ducking and weaving in and out of the traffic and stuff like that, while these people are taking shots at him. They've got no regard for the law, and they're taking drugs and stuff like that. And it sets the tone perfectly, because during this film, Urban does the majority of his own stunts, including that cycle race, the cycle ride through the town and through the cars. Once he catches up, he administrates justice, and then he gets called back to the Hall of Justice. And then he's got to take a trainee out with him for the day to be assessed to see if she can become a judge. Now, this trainee is played by Olivia Felbel, and she's off and she's a mutant, and she's got she can read people's minds and stuff like that, and understand what they're thinking and act upon that. Now, there's a great line in there where Judge Dredd asks her about her scores and what score did she get for a pass, and she says she didn't, she was 3 points behind, but it's marginal. And he goes, it's not marginal, it's a fail. And it just sums up that he is so black and white. He doesn't operate in the grey area at all of this film. And anyway, so you then go on to see the mob boss and stuff like that, and she kills a couple of drug dealers that are on her turf, and that's what causes Judge Dredd and Anderson to go to Peachtrees, which is the big apartment block where the film is set. And from there, a lot of action takes place. There's a lot of gunfire, there's a lot of hand-to-hand combat, there's lots of brutally tortured people and stuff like that. The film is just magically filmed. It is beautiful. The slow-mo effects in the film where they're taking the drugs and actually the slow motion video of the impact of some of that stuff is brilliant. It's really well done, and you can see the parts that they've tried to make 3D as well. Even in the 2D, you'd expect to see it. Now, this is the 3D copy. So yes, I will one of these days get around to watching it on my 3D TV. With the glasses, not just on the TV. The film itself is absolutely beautiful. It's stunning. It's quite brutal, quite dark in places. However, the one-liners in the film are absolutely amazing. If you like your comic book movies and you like your comic book adaptations, this is probably one of the better ones out there. And unfortunately, we've not quite got that sequel yet. So come on, get on it and let's get the sequel to this. It bombed in the cinemas, but since then it's got a really good cult following. Everybody loves it. Everyone says it's a great film, and it's definitely worth a sequel. I've said time and time again that I'm getting comic book overload from Marvel and from DC. The later DC films, and I'm thinking why we got it. But when you've got comics like this one and films like this one that do need and do deserve that sequel, give me it. You know, I'm seeing too much of the same thing. I'm seeing too much of this. Let's kick ass out the bad guys. But on this one, the lines are blurred. You don't know if he's good or he's bad. He's just following the law, but he's got no social interaction skills. There's nothing like that. He's just built for dealing out the law and justice. And like I say, there's no black and white with it, but you don't know where he stands as a person. And I think that's what I like about it. Yeah, go and watch Dredd. End of. I love it. It's 5 out of 5. Definitely well worth a sequel. Carl Urban is absolutely brilliant. What's the name? Lenny Headley, is it? Lenny Headley is brilliant as Mama, who's the bad person in it. And like I say, the other judges in this as well. Anderson. It's a great performance from her. It gives you that sort of Sandra Bullock Demolition Man vibes when you're watching it. She's not too sure if she's in the right place, if she's doing something right, and you see her personal development from the start, where she's second guessing herself at the beginning, right to the point where she doesn't really give a fuck now. Pardon the language. At the end of the film, about what he thinks, she just does it, and she makes the calls, and off she goes. And the relationship between those two, the way that it builds up, is really, really good. You do sort of see that relationship in Judge Dredd between Sylvester Stallone and as Dredd and the Chief Justice and stuff like that going through. So they do sort of tie in those sort of relationships there. But this one is definitely the better version of Dredd. This is the one that we should get a sequel to. And yeah, by all means, I can't wait for that. And I can't keep saying that enough on this video. I know I've said it about 50 times already, and you're probably getting sick of me. However, go and watch Judge Dredd. Dredd. Carl Urban's Dredd. We like to post regular content out on this channel, and we have our live stream every Thursday at 7:15, where we like to get some special guests on. We have a homework movie which is randomly selected from a wheel. Now, if you do like a film and you want us to watch it and you want us to review it, then please leave your comments on this video. We'll pick it up and put it on the live stream wheel, and it will come up on a random selection at some point. Also, if you do like our content, please hit that like button on the video. That helps YouTube push our content out to other watchers and viewers. And like I say, I do watch quite a few of other movie related channels out there. AJ for one, Melton Movies one, Let's Get Kicking, for example. We do watch them. They are friends of our channel as well, so it's good that we do get them on from time to time. So yeah, like the video, help it push out to other people. Subscribe, that's even better, because that shows us that you're actually enjoying the content and you're back with us on a regular basis. And on that note, I am Steve. You've been watching Movie Chats, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.